Australia and South Africa, this game being played at the SCG. There was a problem early on where the pitch just near the one on which they were going to play, and it finished up that the game started exactly half an hour late. We can show you now the two teams which were nominated at the toss, won by Hansie Cronje. He decided South Africa would bat. The Australian side, Mark Taylor, then Elliot Blewett in the two wars, Ponting, Bevan, Healy, Rifle, Warner, McGrath. Michael Kaspervitz unlucky to be 12th man, but it was always going to be one of the two pace bowlers when Michael Bevan came into the side as the all-rounder, left-hand bat and left arm over the wrist spin bowler. And the South African side, they've left out Darryl Cullinan. Herschel Gibbs comes in for him. Hansie Cronje, the skipper, batting at 4. And Jacques Kallis, the player of the match in Melbourne, at 3. The two openers, Bucker and Kirsten. And down the bottom, Paul Adams comes in, similar type of bowler to Michael Bevan, left arm over the wrist and unorthodox. Jonty Rhodes is the 12th man. Well, it was Steve Waugh's moment before the start of play. A presentation was made to him by the chairman of the Australian Cricket Board, Dennis Rogers. This is Steve Waugh's 100th Test match. We go and join play now in the first over. Glenn McGrath is the bowler. Adam Bucker is taking strike. Your commentators, Tony Greig and Bill Lawry.
Nicely played off his pads. Barker off the mark. It's none for 2. Informed Paul Rifle with bat and ball. Umpires Darryl Hare and Peter Willey from England officiating here at the second Test match at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Kirsten, born in Cape Town. This is his 34th Test match.
Well bowled, close, big shout, big shout. No, says umpire Hare, and Kirsten all over the place at the moment, very nervous.
Oh, that was a good delivery, though. I think that one pitched around about, well, where did it pitch? Just outside off stump or on off stump, came back a little bit. Long way forward. I tell you what, the question is, did it pitch outside leg stump or not? I suppose that's the question, and a very definite not out.
A little bit of nerves there for the batsmen. There's a little bit of movement up the seam, as you expect, first morning of the Test match, particularly from Rifle, who looked very sharp in that first over. McGrath, not quite as sharp yet. He's going around the wicket now to Kirsten. 2 slips, 2 gullies. Leg gully and a bat pad. Nearly knocks it down.
And McGrath straight away is straight down the pitch. So umpire Peter Willey will have to say to him, hey, look, just be a little careful there. He's looking down the pitch, but just watch this follow through. Once again, when he goes round the wicket, he just follows through straight down the pitch. No problems at all. Have a look at this. He just cannot allow him to do that. And it's going to be a little different this match too. Just watch him. Straight down the middle of the wicket. And you can see the little spikes marks just actually damaging the surface there. Remember, South Africa got 2 spinners this Test match as well. Oh, that's a good line, that one. And he's once again on the pitch. Now, here we go again. Now, Peter Willey, is he going to warn him? This is, as far as I'm concerned, this is the 3rd time that he's gone straight down the pitch. He's having a little glance over to umpire Hare there. There was a little nod, I think, of sorts. So I think he's saying, okay, well, that's twice. Now, this will be... McGrath wants to be a bit careful of this. There's nothing worse than being warned. 2 warnings and that's it. And you can see Peter Willey turning around, and that's Mark Taylor saying, how's he going? Is he on the pitch? Any warnings yet? Please keep me informed.
It's up, he gets away nicely. It's past short leg. It's going to be Paul Rifle from the Randwick end. Marker. Single, this will be close. If he hits it, be gone. That would have been out. Oh dear, Barker called for the single. He had the ball, Ponting, and he missed. He was gone.
That's for sure. Ponting will be kicking himself. That was, he had plenty of time there as well. Came in, picked it up. Have a look at this. All he had to do was hit the stumps. And it wasn't far away. Desperate stuff from Bacher.
Adam Bacher taking up the opportunity there to dispose of that short ball.
Well, another sign of Adam Bacher's growing confidence. Quickly onto the back foot and smashing that one away past point. Nice timing. As Ian says, the outfield perfect. There's never any doubt that it was going to reach the boundary once it passed.
South Africa none for 25 after 12 overs. Once again, some thought being put into the banners. Caught at first slip, straight to Mark Taylor. Kirsten attempting to push on the onside and beaten by a little bit of movement.
Gary Kirsten never really got going today. Managed to get 18 runs, I think it was, but that was a good delivery. Could have beaten him on the best of days. Angling across him, a little bit of extra bounce. Look at that seam. Played it to mid-on. First slip. Mark Waugh doesn't miss those.
One for 25. But Jacques Kallis with a top test score of 101. Built his average up in that Melbourne test from about 14 to 23. And it would have done a lot for his confidence.
Well, that's a good shot. Lovely cover drive right into the slot that time. And Adam Bacher driving beautifully through the field has hit it for 4.
It's nice to see the ball racing across the outfield. We didn't see that all that much in Melbourne. But can't say too much about things going well in Sydney this morning because very little has. There's a lovely stroke. Nicely positioned. Foot well across. He does get that bit of a starter. One Tony Greig was talking about when he goes across the crease. Played that very well.
Well, that one's through the gap and down to third man, and this will go for 4 as well. No third man down there, which is understandable at this stage of play. But if you manage to get one down between third slip and gully on this outfield, it's going to go to the boundary.
And that certainly did race away to the boundary. That's pretty much an authentic stroke. McGrath might think it came off a thick outside edge, but I'd suspect it was more towards the middle of the bat than that.
Shane Warne to continue. Oh, beautiful shot. He tossed that one up. Warne tempted him there. He's prepared to let him have a drive every now and again. That, I think, was good bowling and very good batting. He's tossed it up quite wide outside off stump, and Bacher's come after him.
That's a good shot. He's gone for it. He's pulled it away. That's what you expect when you're dropping short at this level. Kallis quickly into position.
A little more effort went into that one from Glenn McGrath, trying to fool Kallis with a slightly quicker bouncer and going for a little bit of height. Kallis got it slightly towards the top edge, but hit it pretty well and well away from any fieldsman.
Bevan. Beautiful. Glorious cover drive. It was full. He found the gap beautifully.
One of his 2 boundary strengths, Jacques Kallis. Bill was talking about his ability to work the ball on the onside last over. Well, he'll do that for his 1s and 2s, but his 4s will come through the cover drive and the pull shot.
It's 1 for 70 at the Sydney Cricket Ground as Greg Broad comes into the attack, and I guess this is what Ian Chappell's been trying to say, that when you're a bowler short, a top line bowler short, you have to fall back on your part-time bowlers. That's okay if your main strikers McGrath and Warne are doing a lot of damage, but at the moment South African's quite solid. So Brewitt with his medium paces to bowl to Bacher. Kevin in. come on. Seemed to stay down a bit. Barker very annoyed with himself. Shuffled across. Wook plumb.
Barker will be annoyed with himself. He's got into the 30s his last 2 innings. He's moved a long way across there. That ball just seemed to be sliding down leg side to me, but not according to the man who matters. And umpire Peter Willey has given the wicket, and it's 2 for 70.
Hansi Cronje, the South African skipper, taking guard. It's 2 for 70, and it's been Greg Blewett that's broken this partnership. He shuffles across. Was working its way down leg side, but probably would have taken mid on leg. By Peter Willey had no hesitation whatsoever. Here's Stump Vision's view.
Yes, all it's touch and go there. Ian Healy was heading down the leg side.
In the air, fall short, catch. He's out! That's out! That's gone! Yes, he's run out. Can you believe that? Well, Cullis has gone. He was half asleep. He took off, didn't get back, and the throw took the stumps. And all of a sudden, it's 3 for 70.
Yes, you can't afford to let down your concentration for a split second against this Australian side. They're at you all the time. First there were shouts of catch it as Cronje played it in the air. Brilliant piece of fielding by Ricky Ponting. That was into the hands and gone in no time, and the throw was spot on. Jacques Kallis, he should be shaking his head. He should be kicking himself in the backside. That's just a waste of a wicket. And Australia suddenly looking dead at 1 second, now right back in the game at 3 for 70.
Big moment for him too. He's out in the centre now, down at the non-strikers end.
Steve Waugh to come on from the Randwick end.
Well, that's well played. Into the gap, running away down towards extra cover. Won't quite reach the fence. Yes, it will. Well, just a little bit of a slope on this ground these days, going way down to the boundary line. It was nice timing.
It's a good way to get off the mark. Timed that one. It wasn't a half volley. He placed it into the gap.
That's a good shot and well fielded.
Well, just another example of the Australians keeping the pressure on the South Africans here. Herschel Gibbs would have been looking to take a single. He's very quick off the mark.
11 to Hansi Cronje, 10 to Herschel Gibbs. South Africa have lost 3 for 93. Beautifully timed. He's a sweet timer of the ball, Herschel Gibbs.
Played 2 or 3 very good strokes out there. He's put across to it. Couldn't play it much better than that.
Bevan now on at the Paddington end. Once again, Bevan bowling with the point not quite on the boundary on this side. And McGrath just a few metres off the fence. That brings up the 100 for South Africa. Caught, no, just bounces in front. Matthew Elliott, the man at backward point.
Would have been the one that goes away from the right-hander. Yes, it was. And it was wide-ish anyway. And just in front of Matthew Elliott.
Warned to continue.
Beautifully played. Now that's Ian Chubb was talking about playing off the back foot. That's a perfect example.
Yeah, short delivery. Not very clever bowling this. Halfway down the pitch, they should be smashed for the boundary for 4, and it was. One wouldn't be very happy with that ball. whack, and gave himself a bit of room as well, so a good shot. He's got some nice positive foot movement going there, isn't he? Gets back a long way when he goes back, and he puts back the ball when he comes forward.
He's there for the bad balls, and that's one of them. McGrath may not get this. He's coming around very hard. Good effort. Very good effort. Oh, and Gibbs sends back the skipper as well. In fact, the skipper sent back Gibbs. That's great. Hesitation in the running because McGrath worked very hard.
This is great fielding by the big fast bowler. He really had to stride out to get to this one, and only just got there. Have a look at this. Putting it in there and getting a right hand to it, skidding across the surface on his knees. In goes the throw, and it's alongside the bails. Just watch this. Wonderful.
Well played. Drifted away, and he got his pad in a nice position there. Gibbs brings up the 50 partnership just at the right time. That was 2 for none, South Africa. Gibbs and the skipper just steadying the ship here. Rifle coming onto the bat now in this session. Since then, a 55-run partnership and steadied the ship. Cronje's gone down. Mark Moore going for the run out. Hansi Cronje. He was in a bit of strife there for a while. He took a while to get going. I think he was just happy to make his ground.
Yes, I think he saw the ball coming at him. He got rid of it quickly, Mark Waugh, didn't he? He's the guy that really is innovative when it comes to letting the ball go. We've seen him do it backhanded. That got him on the arm, but I think he saw it coming straight at him. It was flicked quite firmly at the stumps. Perhaps he was dawdling a little bit. Let's see if we can pick up where he got to here. I think he was comfortably home. See where he gets to. Yeah, you can see it. He saw the ball coming towards him, and he was ducking and weaving there, trying to get out of the way. He was always going to get home. Here comes the throw, and that was the problem.
South Africa 3 for 133. Mitchell Gibbs on 37. Hansi Cronje 24, and Mark Taylor trying everything as we come up to lunch, including frightening the batsman out, I think, bowling Matthew Elliott with his new haircut. Well, beautiful timing again, and he does place the ball well. Moves into the 40s for the first time in his Test career.
Well, he's exhibiting the class we all knew he had in South Africa. He's been given the opportunity on this good pitch, hot and humid day in Sydney, to show his talents. How beautifully he uses his feet, particularly getting right back onto his stumps.
It's been a good partnership. They came together at 3 for 70 in a bit of disarray, and they've held it together well. Wide of Taylor and short of him, or so it looked with the naked eye.
It's just a little lazy by Cronje there, opening the face of the bat. There's a slip standing quite wide, a good slip at that in Taylor, and he just looked a little lazy with the shot. Just watch this. Just watch how he opens the face there a little bit, and well, it wasn't far away, was it?
Michael Bevan to bowl left arm wrist spin at the rabbit cap.
That's beautifully fielded. Ranked full toss outside off stump. Blew it there, diving away to his right.
.50 for Herschel Gibbs, and he's played very well. That's a good knock. He's come into the side in place of Darryl Cullinan. He's played all the bowlers very well. And, he looks to have a touch of class about him to me.
Gone, yes, inside edge. Driving, losing concentration. Bevan breaks through. Pretty loose shot that. He wasn't to the pitch of it. New ball just about due, and that's a big breakthrough for Australia.
Absolutely. He showed his frustration. There was a big edge and a brilliant catch by Ian Healy, made to look easier than it was. From the other end, see, he gets an inside edge, a bottom inside edge as well. And that's one of the most difficult to take as the wicketkeeper. Michael Bevan, never one to show great emotion. He's full of smiles. So Australia have broken through again, and South Africa lose their 4th wicket for 167.
Brian McMillan, an average of 39, joins his skipper. He's out, full toss. That's what happens when you get bogged down, even at this level. Poor cricket by South Africa. A full toss from Bevan hit straight down the throat of Elliott, and McMillan's gone for 6. Oh, the crowd roaring. There it is. Look at that. Waist high. It goes whack straight down the throat of mid-on. Elliott takes the catch. The second new ball is due. And South Africa really struggling now at 5 for 174. New ball's been taken at the members' end. It's going to be Paul Rifle to have first use of the second new ball, which is a bit of a surprise, really. McGrath's down at fine leg. Goes for it, over slips, and there's the 50. He's lucky enough to get plenty of bat onto that. It was an outswing, it was wide. He went for it, looking for the cover drive. Any 50 is a good one, but he really has struggled in the last 57 minutes. This Rifle charges in. It's a single. Ponting again, my word, he was home, but he made the captain stretch out. He's been magnificent in the field. One of the features of today's play has been Ricky Ponting.
Well, I think he was probably home, but I'm not absolutely certain. I don't think he expected Ponting to throw it at that end.
This will be the last ball of the first day's play. Conditions expected to be fine tomorrow for the second day at the Sydney Cricket Ground. So there it is. Rifle bowls the final delivery. It beats the outside edge, so it stumps on the first day after winning the toss. South Africa, Cronje not out, 56. Pollock not out, 1 up, 5 for 197. It's goodbye from the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Problems at the start, a delayed start, and then the cricket throughout the day was very slow indeed for a crowd of around about 35,000. 5 for 197 at stumps, and therefore the start of play on the second day. Bucker out for 39, and Gibbs for 54. Not out, Hansie Cronje 56, and Shaun Pollock 1. And the bowling figures: McGrath 1 for 31 and 14, Rifle none for 24. I thought he bowled pretty well yesterday. Warne very, very unlucky. Deserved wickets yesterday, as indeed he did in Melbourne. 22 overs, 5 maidens, none for 46. There's no justice there. Bevan 2 for 41, and Blewett 1 for 30. We go and join play now in the first over. It's the first ball. McGrath is the bowler. Hansie Cronje, the South African captain, is taking strike. Ian Chappell is in the commentary box with Bill Lawry.
Well, positive start from the captain. The half volley punts through cover. Will bring up the 200 as it just may get to the gutter. That's a good start, and good morning, Ian Chappell.
Morning, Bill. Hello to all of our viewers. Very good start for South Africa after what was a grinding couple of hours last night. Hansie Cronje just gritting it out, basically, along with Shaun Pollock. But he started in good fashion there. Saw the late outswing from Glenn McGrath, went with it, and just eased the ball through the covers and down the hill.
Shout, I think it was pad. Confident appeal from the slips. Healy not so sure.
Might have just flicked the thigh pad, I think. Shaun Pollock also looking to get his scoring moving straight away. Looking to glance that one reasonably fine. Perhaps got a little too far across, or just flicking either the thigh pad or the pants.
In the air. Oh, was that 2 slips, and Warne's wide at maybe a 4th slip. Went wide of Elliott, who's the second slip fieldsman. Regulation 3rd slip would have caught that. But Taylor's had the slips wide in this innings, and it races away.
First thing Matthew Elliott does is look at his knee. He may have landed on it. He's had some operations on those knees. Certainly that was a catch for third slip.
Well bowled and well struck. Angled in, hit straight through the line, Shaun Pollock. That's good running.
So it was most out of character last night, the way that Shaun Pollock played. I think he's technically one of the better South African batsmen. He gets into good position to play defensively, and if the ball's there to be hit, in general, he gives it a bit of a thump, as he's done on that occasion with a very straight bat, gave it the full face. But last night he was very quiet, didn't look to punish anything at all.
Gone for it. That's a good shot. Well, Pollock's intentions are clear. With the run rate, good pull shot. It was a fraction short. Didn't quite get in the middle, but the footwork was good.
It's important if you're playing against Paul Reiffel on a good track to be able to play the pull shot, because he likes to bowl just short of a length. And if you can force him to change that length by playing the pull shot, as Shaun Pollock has done there, and it wasn't all that short, but he's made his intentions clear, sent the signal to the bowler. Now, if he can get Reiffel to pitch up a little bit more, he may get some further driving opportunities.
This time he's got it well. That's a good shot. That's beautifully played. It was a quicker bouncer. That was a perfect hook shot.
Well, that one's come on at just the right speed. Cronje is inside it, which allows him to free the arms and get a bit of power in the shot. And his placement was spot on. See, they're hooking it from about the left shoulder, so he had the room to get the arms moving. And the other thing was he got it down to ground pretty quickly.
Change bowling, ladies and gentlemen, coming on from the red wing end is Shane Warne.
Sweeps, gets it fine. The Reiffel coming around, won't get it. Good shot, bad ball, put away nicely.
Very good sweep shot from Shaun Pollock. He hit right down on the ball, so there was no chance of it going in the air. And also that helped him to get it fine, realizing that Paul Reiffel was quite wide at deep backward square leg. So we've had a rush of boundaries this morning when it was a trickle of runs yesterday afternoon.
That brings up the 50-run partnership between Pollock and Cronje.
Got him, yes, well taken. That's out. Trying to work the ball on the onside. That's good bowling by Shane Warne. He moved in there to attack that leg stump a little bit, tried to get Pollock playing the ball towards mid-wicket. And he was doing that. It hit a thick edge, and Taylor, who's so safe at slip, made a good catch.
Well, once again, Mark Taylor bringing on Shane Warne very early today. Ball still brand new, and he's looking a lot more supple than he did yesterday. And what a fine delivery that was. Not a nasty catch either. Really brilliant pair of hands as Mark Taylor. The Australians justify, be happy. South Africa now 6 for 228.
So Dave Richardson is the new batsman. We've seen him play spinners pretty well over the years. Bowled him. Yes, well bowled. Round his legs. That's well bowled. He's again trying to turn that ball away on the onside. There's a lot of risk in this South African batting this morning. He was trying to whip it away. There's a little bit of rough developing there. It turned and, of course, hit the stumps. And so that's the end of Richardson. Out bowled by Warne.
Never allowed to settle, Dave Richardson. Man who's out of form. Footwork not particularly good. Here he's around the crease, and that spun absolutely beautifully. He believed almost that he was bowled around his legs. In fact, the ball spun in front of the bat and took the off stump. That was a brilliant delivery, and Dave Richardson goes for 6. South Africa 7 for 236.
Cox is the new batsman, 37 years of age, 15 test matches. A batting average of 24, and he's facing Shane Warne. Of course, he now has 291 wickets. That's equal with Craig McDermott. Well, he's hit that one straight down the pitch. That's well played. That'll go all the way for 4.
I think probably he's okay, but it's certainly worth Darrell Hare calling for that. Won't be a great deal in it, but Simcox got away to a fast start. You'll find he's made it okay. No, it won't get that.
Probably misjudged that one a little bit, and maybe the other thing that upset him was the fact that the ball curved a little bit. He turned to his right to go and get the ball, and then it finished up probably curving back a little bit. And he was a little slow to get going. Now it's Michael Bevan on at the Paddington end.
Oh, good shot for 4. Now, there's an extraordinary thing. He has hit that straight with the most crooked bat you'll ever see for a straight drive. It's a beautiful shot. Absolute flog.
Well, he sighted it, and that's all he needed. If you can see him, you can hit him, according to Patrick. And he's going after the bowling. And he's decided that he's not going to go down passively as some of his teammates did yesterday.
16 and 80. Simcox and Cronje. Warnable from the southern or Randwick end. He's flailed that away through the covers. Warned a couple of times, just quite deliberately, I think, given the batsman room for the stroke, just looking for the lofted drive. Well, that one went right off the middle of the bat.
Yes, Hansi Cronje didn't leave his crease to get to this one. He hit it more with a flat bat rather than the straight bat, but he hit it right off the middle.
It's gone! Yes, beautifully bowled. Warren gets skipper driving. He's out for 88. Taylor took the straightforward catch. That's superb bowling and good captaincy.
Yes, that's very well bowled. He was driving away on the offside, just a little loose, I suppose, but again, Warner's beaten the outside edge so often without the little edge, and this time he got a thick edge, and of course Taylor is just an unbelievable slip fieldsman. He never looked like dropping this. Watch where it pitches, slants in, pitches off stump, turns a lot, and straight into those super safe hands, and up she goes. Yep, it's definitely out. 8 for 276.
On Donald, takes strike to Shane Warne. Warne 3 for 69. Disappointing scorecard for South Africa. All the recognised batsmen getting a start. Only Cronje going on, and he didn't really go right on. 88, he'd be looking for a big 100. Gibbs played well for 54. Simcox, he's the guy that's batted with a lot of common sense, and I think he'll try and take to Shane Warne in this spell here to try and get as many runs as quickly as possible before he runs out of partners. Simcox goes for it, rifles the man out there, and he won't get it. Well placed and well hit. He's doing a good job, Pat Simcox. Common sense batting.
Better believe it. He's really played very well. Showing the face of the bat to the ball, hasn't tried to close the face on it too much. He's also got that little streak of aggression in him. He likes to have a go. And he loves this. He's been sent in as a pinch hitter on a few occasions. That's right off the middle of the bat. Lovely sweet hit.
Rifle had about 10 metres to cut it off, couldn't do so. Stormy goes straight. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's bad luck. Peter Willie. I think Peter Willie's injured. Got him on the shin. The umpire. Unfortunate for Simcox. That saved 4 runs. That's the quickest Peter Willie's moved for a while.
Yes, I don't know whether it was the stump that hit him. It probably was. He really did flay it back at him down the other end. Just watch him. He's lovely and relaxed there. Watch this. All of a sudden, he's going to have to get moving. Whack, and actually, I don't know what hit him. I think he just twisted his knee. Stump didn't hit him. May have been the ball. Well, let's have another look at what happened to the umpire here. There's the shot. Whack on the full. I think it's the ball. Definitely the ball. And you can see him there gathering himself. That's it. Caught behind. That one bouncing, spinning. He was going for the big, booming back foot drive on the offside. And unfortunately, that little nick there, and he was off in a flash. And so the end of a sprightly innings by Pat Simcox, out caught by Healy off the bowling of Warne. This is how it happened again. It was the flipper. It looked as if it hit a little thin edge there. And that was the end of that. He's out of picture in a flash. And so the end of Simcox. Good knock from him. And a pat on the back there for Warne. Simcox out for 29, 9 for 287.
Paul Adams to face Shane Warne. Warne with 4 for 75. He's bowled superbly today, Shane Warne. That was a good delivery. Bounce. Simcox was after it. Good catch by Healy, having a magnificent season with the gloves. Whip up. He's gone for it. Top edge could be caught. 5 for Shane Warne. Beautifully bowled. Did the job when the Australians were a little bit undermanned with the ball. And Taylor has done a great job. Used the bowlers wisely, and they bowled South Africa out for a small total on this pitch.
They picked up 5 wickets for 90 there in that session of play, and 287 for the South Africans, 88 for Cronje. And the bowling figures very significant for Shane Warne, who was unlucky yesterday and did a terrific job today, picking up 5 for 75 in all from 32.1 overs and 8 maidens. We're going to join the Australian reply now in the first over. 2 runs on the board without loss. Alan Donald is bowling to Matthew Elliott, and with me in the commentary box is Ian Chappell.
All well fielded. Brilliant by Adam Bucker. He's asked the question, but umpire Willie has knocked him back, but it was a very good piece of work.
It was a brilliant piece of fielding. It was good work from Elliott to be alert enough to get back, because only needed a fraction of a second and he was gone.
That's a lovely shot. First one up there in the slot, and Matthew Elliott has dealt with it.
And breeze or no breeze, that has gone right off the meat of the bat. It's the one Pollock actually pushes across. It was slanting away from Elliott, but the footwork was good.
Oh, that's a good delivery. Very nearly gone onto the stumps. Swung late.
Same one we pinpointed earlier, where Taylor almost played on, and Pollock very cleverly is not bowling it all the time. It's just a surprise delivery. Keep your eye on the seam, perfectly positioned on the way down. Comes back very late.
Gone, yes! Broke through, he's got Taylor. Taylor cutting. He certainly worried Mark Taylor, Sean Pollock. He beat him with the in-swingers twice. This time he goes for the square slash. A good, genuine nick. And that's a breakthrough South Africa needed.
Mark Taylor trying to play this one too square over the wicket, and that angle defeated him there more than anything else. The ball didn't do too much in the air off the pitch. It was simply that Mark Taylor was trying to hit it too square instead of playing straight. Got the edge, and Dave Richardson takes another one.
1 for 35. Greg Brewer at number 3. They had a very good year, the highest scoring Australian in the calendar year. Simcox to continue to Greg Brewer. Quicker ball, and he pulls away. Great pull of the ball, good shot.
Little shimmy forward to indicate to Pat Simcox he was going to come down the wicket. Stopped, changed it, and got a nice free pull to the boundary at mid-wicket.
He's hitting with the spin as well, and he does use his feet, but he just rocks back, doesn't he? Hits it beautifully. Straight to turf, all the way on the ground. Superbly placed.
They're staying over the wicket to Elliott. Silly point in there in the slip. Oh, and it's gone between the keeper and slip. So an opportunity there, that one turning quite a long way, and it's gone all the way to the fence for 4.
Well, there was quite a thick edge, but the ball went very fine. Gary Kirsten is at first slip because Cullinan has been left out of this side. Elliott was forcing at it, and Kirsten really not close.
The Australian batsmen are looking for anything short. Blewett in particular. Anything short. He's jumping backwards, getting it through the offside, pulling it away on the onside. Got him! There we are. Well bowled and very well taken. Boy, is he a good slip fieldsman. Wonderful fieldsman in that position. He's got hands like buckets. Never drops them. And that was a firm hit at the ball. Taylor just glanced, not Taylor, Elliott just glancing over his shoulder there, almost suggesting it may have squeezed it out. Let's have a look at the replay.
He hit the ground at the same time, I think, as he hit the ball. And quite often when you hit the ground, you don't feel the ball on the bat. But there's absolutely no doubt that was edged. They had the right man at slip on this occasion. The combo was right. And South Africa have the second wicket, 2 for 59.
74 test matches, an average of just over 40. On his way towards 5,000 runs in test match cricket.
Paul Adams from the members' end, and certainly entertaining. He's different. He's bouncy. He's enjoying his cricket. Australians will be trying to work him out. He's got a good pitch to bowl on. There he's got him, has he? It's close. Very close. Doesn't ask for the replay, umpire Darryl Hare. It's unusual. He must have the foot down. Beautifully bowled.
Well, the first thing we know is that Mark Waugh didn't pick it. He's got his foot back, I won't say without any trouble at all, but there would have been a little bit of a quickening heartbeat there for Mark Waugh. Beautifully bowled, deceived him. The ball came in the air and then spun away.
Well, that's a full toss, and that's a big hit. It's sailing over the deep square leg or deep mid-wicket boundary, and it's gone all the way. Don't bowl full tosses to Mark Waugh. They'll disappear out of the ground. That's exactly what's happened here. A big appeal for caught behind, and then a full toss and whack.
Well, Brian McMillan was at first slip. He got a good look at this. Brian, that's what you do with full tosses. Not hit them straight down mid-on throat.
After 47 overs, Australia 2 for 97. A very good partnership here. Good, hits him straight, hits him long. Good shot, good use of the feet. And all of a sudden, as the 100 comes up, you feel the shackles have been broken here. First, Simcox over the fence, and now Adams hit straight down the ground by Greg Blewett.
It's a pretty good stroke, and it's been a most interesting session with these two spinners bowling.
Ryan McMillan into the attack from the members' end. This will be an interesting little session here. He'll just bowl line and length, medium pace. Oops, got him! Where's the breakthrough they needed? He gave him some width, enticed the drive. McMillan's done his job. Brewett's clean bowled for 28.
Good partnership breaker, Brian McMillan, and always trying something. There's been 3 or 4 different balls in this over. He's tried something different every time, and that one was just to induce the drive, and he's dragged it on back onto the stumps. Not the first time that Blewett has done it, which may be what McMillan's reminding him about. It's 3 for 103.
Still even more there. 100 test matches, a lot of test matches. High score 200, 6,203 runs at 49.
Brian McMillan continues from the Paddington end. And just wide of Dave Richardson. It was in the air, but never a chance for the keeper.
Yeah, fine shot. Inside edge, you can see him rubbing there, but nevertheless, a beautifully played shot. Mark Waugh has continued to look comfortable at the crease against all of the bowlers.
Excellent shot, the square drive. Not even Herschel Gibbs can drag that one back.
Well, Brian McMillan comes into the match short of a gallop, hardly bowled in Melbourne, and I think this is one of the problems for him. He's not going to be consistent in line and length. Players like Mark Waugh will be quick to capitalise.
Three boundaries in the over for Mark Waugh. Starting to move into his best form.
All classy shots, perfectly balanced, and really not dreadful balls, but slightly offline. It shows the quality of the batting.
In the air, but safe. And 50 for Mark Waugh.
And a well-played 50 it's been. A man who's an absolute pleasure to watch when he's going. And his home crowd enjoyed this innings.
Short ball, punished. Nicely off the back foot. Pike cuts it off and they run three, and this is a very good partnership. And at last the fans seeing some good stroke play from the Waugh brothers. 63-run partnership in 63 minutes, and that's lifted the spirit of the crowd here at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
6 minutes still to go, 3 for 174, but it turned out to be stumps once the rain arrived. 174 from 67 overs. Lovely knock from Mark Waugh, unbeaten on 78. His brother Steve there on 18, with Elliott 32 and Blue at 28. The bowling figures for the South Africans: the spinners, Simcox 1 for 57 and Adams none for 26, a wicket for Pollock and 1 for Brian McMillan. So 264 runs in the day, a brilliant performance, very, very entertaining. Look forward to having you with us on the third day. Play of the second test match between Australia and South Africa at the SCG, a drawn match in Melbourne, and this one is looking good for the chance of a result. That's the way it was at stumps on day 2, with the South Africans 287. Nancy Cronje, the top scorer, with 88. Herschel Gibbs 54, and Shane Warne, having none for yesterday when he started play, finished up with 5 for at a cost of 75. The Australians 3 for 174, Mark Waugh 78, a lovely innings from him, and Steve Waugh is there with him on 18. We're going to join play now in the 5th over of the day. 5 runs have been added, 3 for 179. Paul Adams is the bowler, Steve Waugh taking strike, and your commentators Tony Greig and Ian Chappell.
That's a bit short, and he loves them there. Whitman's running down towards the boundary. I think it's going to just make it as well. So the first boundary of the morning. Stephen Waugh patiently waiting for that shortish delivery, and when he gets it, he does dispatch it well.
Yes, he's very good at putting the loose ball away, Steve Waugh. Doesn't miss too many opportunities at all. That's one of the reasons why the pressure of the scoreboard doesn't build up too much for Steve Waugh.
Simcox is going to continue now.
Oh.
Oops, and just a little bit of slipping there. Stephen Waugh stopping and just slipping.
It sounded as though there was a hint of a yes call at first, and that's what started Steve coming, and then it was no. Definitely there was some encouragement from Mark.
Got that one through the offside field as well, and that's running down to the fence and will also go to the boundary for 4. So Stephen Waugh latching on to the loose ones here, and they actually made that one into a loose delivery, but he looks as if he's got a problem. He's doing some more stretching.
Once again, a good example of how Steve Waugh puts away the loose delivery. Got to that on the half volley and thumped it into the gap. It's a good shot. Not the easiest shot in the world to play, to hit the off spinner to the left-hand side of cover.
Another short one, and nicely played. Well, you cannot bowl short deliveries to this man. He really does latch onto them, gets them away. It was 3 for 193, and it looks now as if the South African captain, Hansie Cronje, has decided that he's had enough of Simcox, too many loose deliveries. So he's given the ball to Jacques Kallis. down to the fence. I think it will probably go for 4 as well. Yes, just outside off stump, and it was probably off the toe of the bat.
Pat Simcox getting that one on the end of the finger on his left hand, which won't affect his bowling.
So let's hear a few of Steve Waugh's thoughts on playing on this ground.
Yeah, Sydney is a place that I haven't done well in Test cricket as a batsman, so I've got a lot of time to make up for in this Test match. I want to start getting some runs. My average has been poor here, so it'll be a big challenge to score some runs on home turf.
And that one through the field as well. Don't worry running for that. That'll go all the way to the boundary for 4. And that brings up the 200 for Australia. Well, that's good running. That's their 4th 100 partnership at this level. So 100 partnership for the Waugh twins, and that was good running. Stephen Waugh calling his brother, who looked as if he was quite happy just to settle for playing it away, but Waugh right onto it. Quick single.
Adams continues. Shot. Beautifully played. Pollock trying hard. Doesn't make it. 4 runs off the over. 3 for 208.
Taken by the South African partner, 80 overs.
New ball has been retrieved.
Well, he's the #1 striker, Alan Donald. He didn't bowl well yesterday. An ankle injury. Really rift this morning for South Africa. That's the big question. Stephen Waugh. Oh, he gets him almost straight away. That hurt. That was a good delivery. Whacking Stephen Waugh somewhere in the back. Cut back off the seam. That was beautifully bowled. Mark Waugh also, I think that was in the air off the bat, was it? Or the glove. Donald was very keen to get down and retrieve it. Couldn't make it on the full. All of a sudden, the new ball having an effect. First time some doubt in the minds of the Australian batsmen.
Fingers cutting across the ball again. It's the extra bounce that's done it.
Hush around the ground. Waugh on 95. The new ball moving off the seam. Oops, he's sorting him out, isn't he? The man's 95. He's hit Stephen at the other end. Now he's giving Mark Waugh a bit of a tickle up.
Yes, bounce there again.
This is why you call it Test cricket, isn't it? He's testing Mark Waugh. Oh, there it goes. Well, he's been unlucky, wasn't he? Didn't have the extra catcher in. What an over. What a comeback by Donald. It's Pollock. Glance, it could be it. Could go for 4. Well played, Mark Waugh. His 12th Test 100. Well, ball close. That's got in. That's what they needed. That was up. That swung. Pollock does the damage. Superb effort by the South African fast bowlers. They softened them up, and finally he traps Mark Waugh plumb in front.
Looked absolutely plumb, and it was up, so the batsman had to play forward out of it. If you've got the new ball, you must try to take advantage of the swing and the movement. And that looks as plumb as you'll ever find. It was a bit of a walking shot as well, but he's walking back now with 100 against his name, and he's back. 4 for 219.
Steve Waugh on strike. Ricky Ponting has just discovered the worst time possible to walk out to bat in a Test match. That's in the drinks break. Edged, and the keeper was going down leg side. So it's gone for 4. Not sure whether it would have carried anyhow.
No, I don't think it would have. Unlucky for Shaun Pollock, who's bowled some good deliveries this morning. But interesting that Dave Richardson went down the leg side, only to find the ball flying past his right hand. Great view from the stump cam. It was in the air for a period, and we can't see from there. I think we will see from the side-on view, but it didn't carry for all that long.
gap, and that brings up 50 for Steve Waugh.
Well, yet another half-century applauded by his father and, of course, the entire crowd, most of whom are standing. And the South African nemesis strikes again.
Well, you can tell from the boos that Pat Simcox is back into the firing line. Simcox not happy with himself.
Up for Australia.
And Alan Donald, well, for the first time since the luncheon break, the main striker and the guy that shook up the Waugh brothers with the second new ball. He needs a wicket now. He got 9 wickets in the Melbourne Test match. Good shot. Adams won't get it. 5 runs off the over. 4 for 311. Simcox bowling to a regulation field now. Ponting gets a full toss and he gives it everything. There it goes into the weighty stand. Well, first of all, Mark Waugh, now Ricky Ponting, saying you can't bowl a rank full toss to me. Good hit.
Got a few full tosses, Pat Simcox. And some of them weren't harshly dealt with early on. But they have been since Mark Waugh started to hit him out into the crowd.
It's a bad ball from Donald. He didn't get punished this time, but I don't know why he gives him the one short. He got him in Melbourne, admittedly, slashing when he was on 96. Look at this, it's short, it's wide, and Waugh didn't beat point. Got him! There, the good bowler strikes. Probably on an hour late than he should have been, but he's got Stephen Waugh with a good delivery. He bowled it straight, he kept at him, and finally got through. Waugh clean bowled for 85. It may be too late for the South Africans.
Where's he been? He's on now at 10 minutes past 3 getting the wicket. But it is just a bit late. Better to get Steve Waugh out. Very dangerous man and in form. Made 85. And a good delivery from Alan Donald. But he's been sparingly used today, to say the very least.
5 for 317. Michael Bevan joins Ricky Ponting.
Unusual position for Michael Bevan. He's all the games that he's played in the past, he's basically played as a batsman. Probably that one in Adelaide against the West Indies where he was batting at number 7, picked up 10 wickets. But here he's been picked as the 4th bowler and batting at number 7. Excellent shot. Right into the gap.
Yes, that's as good a shot as we've seen today. A wonderful shot. He likes them there, just short of a length and just outside off stump. He almost hit that on the up. In fact, I think he did right off the meat of that bat of his as well, and the placement was perfect. He gets it right. He's a good player. Just playing that one off the back foot and steering it through the offside field.
And it looks like as if the captain's going to bowl. That's a surprise in itself as well. Huh? Hansi Cronje to take up the attack from the Randwick end. It's a little long hop, and he should pick up 2. It's 50 for Ricky Ponting. Poor delivery. The batsman a bit of pressure, but well played.
You wouldn't mind getting that every time you're on 48 or 98. It was a loosening half pitcher.
Well, it was a turnaround by the captain. It's going to be the off-spinner Pat Simcox to take up the attack at the Randwick end. And that's a fine shot. Beautifully played. Too short. That's brilliant fielding by Pollock. You don't see too many fast bowlers go as hard at that at a ball late in the day. He's trying to set a bit of example there, Sean Pollock. Good athlete. Not such a good throw, but he really did work hard. They've lost the advantage of winning the toss and making a big score because the Australians were too good for them, more than down. Catch it, the cry. I don't think so. He is. He's walking. Well, there you go. Umpire Darryl Hare didn't put the hand up. Bevan walks, so Simcox strikes.
Funny looking dismissal, but it's spun and kicked. Not too sure that that's what the South African batsman will want to see.
Pitches in the leg stump. What was the glove? Simcox is happy. Bevan walks. Valuable wicket.
I'd reckon shoulder of the bat more than the glove. Millen didn't have very much trouble in taking that. 6 for 337.
And Healy faces the off spinner. Big breakthrough there for South Africa. Maybe a bat hand or glove. Bevan just sort of pushing hard at it with his bat tucked behind his pad. Healy gets a full toss, doesn't put it away. 6 for 337. Bevan's a dangerous player on the Sydney cricket ground on his home pitch. Pitches, spins, and maybe the bat handle, the glove. Second wicket for the off spinner. Easy catch for the slipper. Have a look from a different angle. Shoulder of the bat. Bevan departs. Good delivery. A bit of curve there and nice bounce. He was forward to a ball he could have well gone back to, I guess, in the end, but well bowled. Nice flight. 6 for 337. Simcox continues. Good hit, used his feet, down the pitch to the off spinner. Good class player. Ponting got all the shots, good use of the feet, and a good temperament.
That's what he should do. Even though he's got an experienced player in with him, he should take over and start to dominate the South Africans. Good footwork. Knew exactly where he went to hit it.
Adams looks as if he's going to have a bowl. He didn't bowl at all between lunch and tea. Oh, well bowled. Went right between his legs. Oh, that must have been quite close to the stumps.
Once again, Rongan spinning from leg to off. And that's beaten him completely. Dave Richardson wasn't quite sure what he wanted to appeal for, but he knew that he wanted to appeal for something.
Yes, got him. Caught and bowled. That's very well bowled. Adams really does deserve that wicket. That's good bowling. Ricky Ponting trying to close the face on that one and play it away. Front edged it a bit, I think, and it went straight back to the bowler. And that's his 5th caught and bowled in Test match cricket. Thoroughly deserved wicket.
Yes, he's bowled pretty tidily, Paul Adams, on that occasion. Once again, just drifting into the pads. And Ponting will be annoyed with himself after having said play straight. He immediately tried to hit it wide of mid-on. The leading edge just took it straight back to the bowler. And Paul Adams has got his first victim. 7 for 354.
Paul Rifle, 31 years of age. High score of 79 not out. Rifle in pretty good form at the moment. They find it pretty difficult to get him out. He's a pretty useful player. So he's out there with Healy. So it's going to be Donald again. That's nicely played into the gap on the onside. It's running away down towards the boundary again. Won't quite get there. Healy picking up 3 more. There's the Harbour Bridge, the old coat hanger, and right alongside it, the Opera House. Bowled him. Yes, he's dragged that one back onto the stumps for a duck. Well, just for a second there, I think he must have thought there was a no ball called or something, but Rifle trying to force that one away on the offside. I think got a little inside edge on it, and he dragged it back onto the stumps.
Probably couldn't believe that they'd got Paul Rifle out cheaply. The last 12 months he's been averaging 50 per innings. They've finally got him for a duck. Alan Donald there, definitely a look of surprise on his face. I think he must have heard something from behind him and suddenly thought it was a no ball call. Australia have lost the 8th wicket now. It's 8 for 357.
That's Shane Warne's recent record, and he's capable of more than that.
That's a good shot, and this fast outfield will give him value for it.
That's the reason for the big backlift. He wants to smite that ball with power through the covers, just like that. He moves on to 7 now. The ball wasn't a genuine half volley, it was slightly on the up. And that moves him into 2,000 first-class runs.
Big shout. Got him! Yes, he's given at it. Looks to be going down the leg side, but Warnes adjudged LBW the late in-swing again. South Africa doing well in this final session.
Yes, it only needed one in-swinger to get Warne. He's been bowling basically that little out-swinger. They've got some reverse swing going. I'm not just sure that this wasn't slipping down the leg side. Let's have a look at it. Pitched on middle. And, yes, I think well, it was close to leg stump, but up goes the finger of umpire Willie, and that's the end of Shane Warne. LBW to the bowling of Pollock. He's out for 12.
Ben McGrath.
Right, he's going to get the in-swinger first up, I reckon.
Plays it well.
Very well played. Listen to that cheer as well from this adoring crowd of his.
1 ball remaining to win the day's play. That's the scorecard. 9 for 392. Healy 31. McGrath on 3. Great century to Mark Waugh. Good support from Stephen Waugh 85 and Ricky Ponting 62. That's it. It stumps on the 3rd day at the Sydney Cricket Ground, Australia. 9 for 392. It's goodbye from the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Welcome to the highlights of the 4th day of this test match between Australia and South Africa at the SCG. The second in the series, sponsored by Ansett. And we've had some very good cricket so far. Tight stuff and a lot of imagination shown by the cricketers and plenty of skill as well. It's just the way it looked at the start of the 4th day. South Africa made 287 in their first innings with Cronje and Gibbs the top scorers. And significantly, Shane Warne, 5 for 75, and he'll pose a real handful so far as the South Africans are concerned in their second innings when that comes along. The Australians 9 for 392 at the start. Lovely innings from Mark Waugh for 100, Steve Waugh 85 and Ricky Ponting 62. Sean Pollock had 3 wickets and so too Alan Donald. We're going to join play now with the first ball of the day. It is Donald bowling. He's bowling to Ian Healy. Your commentators are Tony Greig and Bill Laurie.
Single down to final leg. Well, the South African plan will be fairly simple when they bat. They'll try and get 300 plus, if possible. And maybe on the last day, have a chance to bowl Australia. If they're thinking they can win it, that's what they'll have to do and bat much quicker today. Hansi Cronje has taken the new ball. Oh, well taken. Jagging back off the seam. Fraction quicker as well.
Yeah, this is a beautiful ball. Really did nip back at him.
Well bowled and played. Easy single. Trying to find the outside edge, Donald. That brings up the 400 for 9 as McGrath picks up another single, and the members in particular really enjoying this. Could be out. No, he's home. Well run, Glenn McGrath.
Herschel Gibbs trying to do a jaunty. He'll come in there and dive at the stumps with the ball in hand. In fact, it's Bacher. It was Gibbs the way he moved. He came in nice and quickly, so he's picked up the ball there, and he's home. He's home. We'll have a look at him skidding across the surface there. That's pretty hard, that turf. Did he let it go? Yes, he did.
Missed the stumps with the ball and hit it with his shoulder. It's going to be Sean Pollock, who has the best figures and has bowled very well. No. I guess what it's showing is the fact that the pitch is still very good. I think Pollock's not going to be outdone, although he's pulled up a bit short there.
Yes, that's hurt his leg. He's rubbing the muscle down the side of his left leg. Just watch Pollock. Here's Glenn McGrath halfway down the pitch, and he's got to go around the back of him, and then the two of them nearly ran into each other as McGrath went scampering back.
Australians leading by 128. The century maker there on the right. No ball is the call, and a brilliant save. Chuck Callis.
As he's now in the covers. Spread Eagles himself to save what probably would have been a boundary.
Has looked quite confident today. Gone edge straight to Dave Richardson. So Alan Donald throws his hands in the air as if to say thank heavens for that. And finally the Australian innings comes to an end. A pat on the back there for Glenn McGrath. And Australia all out 421, the lead 134.
Yes, a fine ball that, and just too good for Glenn McGrath, who provided a very good support for Ian Healy, whose 46 was an innings of class here and very valuable for Australia. Dave Richardson touching this catch and giving Alan Donald his third victim of the innings. He's had to work extremely hard for those 3 wickets, and particularly because he came into the match with an injury to a left ankle, which meant that he was ineffective in his first spell.
That was a pretty good performance from the last pair there, Healy and McGrath. McGrath 14, and he certainly looks to have improved his batting. Healy unbeaten on 46, and the partnership 36 valuable runs there for the Australians. 421 they made. The bowling figures for South Africa, the two men who did best there, Donald 3 for 81 and Pollock 3 for 71. Simcox 2 for 103, and Paul Adams, he impressed me, 38 overs, 9 maidens, 1 for 66, and a wicket for McMillan as well. So the lead for the Australians 134, and after the break we'll just see how they go.
Gary Kirsten, he's a fine player. He's one of those players, if he gets going, he's capable of making a big score, and he also scores his runs quite quickly. There's a little bit of, he seems to me to just struggle a little bit when he's starting. He's a little nervous. This young man, Aaron Bacher, looked very solid in defence. He tends to be a slightly different player. He gets right across, just outside off stump. I think if the Australians have learned anything, they'll have learned that they've got to bowl straighter to Adam Bacher.
Glenn McGrath was going to bowl from the southern or Randwick end. Just short of Mark Taylor at slip. One little alarm there for Gary Kirsten.
Yes, this is good bowling. Just a little bit of movement there and one bounce to Taylor. Big appeal, and he's given him out LBW. That must have straightened down the line. I think that was a slower ball. Well, he certainly got a long way over, but it must have straightened down the line. So, a big smile on the face of Glenn McGrath, and Kirsten out for a duck. That's a big wicket.
It's pitched in line and certainly straightened. And, according to umpire Willie, it would have hit Midland leg. It's unusual to see a slower ball of that kind straighten up in that fashion. Kirsten was certainly playing for it to keep on coming on the line it started. Gone for a globe and 1 for 1.
Jacques Kallis, the new batsman. 250 runs in his career so far. And his highest score, that 101. Straight away, good morning, Mr. Kallis. A bouncer, which he gets out of the way without too many problems. Well, let's have another look at the dismissal. That's a cheer for Glenn McGrath. He's making the breakthrough. Let's have a look at it. Where did it pitch, first of all? Let's see. Middle and leg, and just straighten down the line. Yes, I think that was pretty well plumb. Now then, it's rifle. Oh, a bit of swing there, and into the gap, well fielded. And the Aussies are going to make it hard. That's Blewett, who's gone diving away to his left. That was almost a front edge. This swung. That's got him. Yes, he's out. Caught. Short mid-wicket. That was the straight one. He was closing the face on that one, Baha. And again, I think there was a bit of front edge in that. I think he was trying to play it square. Swung just a little bit, and that probably was the thing that caused the problem for him. And it was nicely taken. That's a very good catch. Baha out, caught by Ponting off the bowling of Rifle.
He's a brilliant fieldsman, but Tony Greig made a point earlier about Baha going across. Well, I reckon that has played a big part in it. Getting across there even before the bowler has bowled the ball, and then just nudging it out on the leg side to Ponting. I think the Australians might have zeroed in on that. 2 for 3.
Oh, Hansi Cronje really faced with a huge challenge now. Can the captain rectify what is becoming a huge problem for them? 2 for 3 with Hansi Cronje in. Kirsten and Baha, the openers, back in the pavilion. All close. A little bit of doubt there, pushing forward. Did he get outside the line, but he's got to be careful of this outswing. It was straight. Pretty straight, anyhow.
Just outside the line of off stump, I would think.
That's a good shot into the gap on the offside, and that's running away down to the boundary at extra cover. And it'll go all the way. Lovely cover drive.
Well, that's the start of the partnership, and it started in similar fashion down in Melbourne when these two came together. Hansi Cronje, the captain, and Jacques Kallis. They put on 123, and that was the partnership.
Ponting doesn't stop at this time. They should get 2. Kallis looking to get the scoring board ticking over. Oh, dear, oh, dear. They'll get extra runs anyway. How lucky are they? Hansi knocked him back, and they pick up 2 for the ricochet off the stumps, but South African's not in a good frame of mind at the moment at 2 for 11. Kallis doing the right thing, working the ball, looking for singles, looking for 2. They must score runs if they're going to save this game. Battle begins again with Shane Warne and the South African batsman. He's into the top order. 2 openers back in the dressing room. That could be out. 2 noise, he's gone. Cronje has in Melbourne, not getting it past short leg, and they're in tatters, South Africa, batting themselves into a big hole, but beautifully bowled by Warne. He was on off stump, he just drifted onto leg stump, bat pad, Conyers out, and South Africa in a lot of trouble.
Also a very good catch by Ricky Ponting. He had to go quite a long way to his right. Good anticipation. Warne once again getting him into trouble with that curve. That's a good catch by Ricky Ponting. So Shane Warne has got his first victim, the South African skipper. It's number 295 in Test cricket for Shane Warne. It's 3 for 21.
New batsman is Herschel Gibbs at the non-striker's end.
Picked it up on half volley. Isn't he quick? Another couple of inches and that was gone as well. That went really fast and Taylor had to go a long way to his right. Just picked it up on the half volley.
Well, suspected bounced, but I'm not absolutely certain. It seemed to get into his two fingers.
My reaction was, seeing the replay, is that he caught it. I wonder whether he was just in two minds and therefore said, no, just watch it.
I think that's probably what it is. His two fingers, index finger and the other one, go out, and the ball stuck between them. Probably what's happened is that the ball has got between his fingers and hit the ground at the same time. I think that's it. But, gosh, it was a line ball.
It really is tough. Warne is giving it a big twirl out there at the moment. Really spinning it a long way, and the batsmen have got their work cut out.
Well, it's going to be one of those where the batsman's not absolutely certain what happened, because a little bit like Elliott in the first innings, the batsman has hit the ground, the ball has flown to short legs. Brilliant catch. Didn't just lob gently off the bat.
Great catch, yes. I think it hit the ground, and then after the ground, it then popped up onto the bat. We need to see that a little slower, I think, but what a good catch. We'll come back to whether or not it touched the ground, but no doubt about the catch. Brilliant reaction there from Blewett at forward short leg. Oh, interesting one. So Herschel Gibbs caught Blewett, bowled Warne for 1, and now they are 4 for 27.
Ryan McMillan is the new batsman. Herschel Gibbs has gone for 1. Brilliantly caught by Blewett. It's one of those occasions where television camera is very, very useful. Naked eye, I wasn't sure, but when you see the blow-up, which the umpire can't see, of course, you'll see that the ball actually hits an inch or so up onto the bat and then flies away to Blewett.
Warne is spinning them into a web of complete confusion here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. He's bowling beautifully, and now it's going to be Michael Bevan from the members' end. Millen goes for the full shot.
Well tried, Bev.
That may go for 4. Yes, it does. A long hop from Bevan, but run's not that important from the Australian point of view at the moment. And maybe a shot or two might get Brian McMillan going.
Yes, they mustn't be too passive. And the sooner he can get going, the more positively he'll move his feet, and the better he'll play both of the spinners.
There's another short one. McGrath doesn't pick this one up, and they'll go for 4 more.
Well, Australia have runs aplenty to play with. You see in the caption that South Africa still trail by 96, and they've lost 4 of their wickets. So it's not important from the Australian point of view, but it is important for Brian McMillan to keep playing the shots.
McMillan moves to 11. He's facing Shane Warne. Oh, got him! Bowling around his legs. Yes, that's superb bowling. McMillan getting too far across. Warne claims his 3rd wicket, and it's all happening in South Africa. They're going to be beaten today, one feels.
Yeah, in big trouble now. Brian McMillan couldn't act as a saviour. Playing back to this one. Shane Warne a little quicker through the air, pitched outside leg stump, and just clipped the leg stump on its way through. Great excitement as usual by the fielders, and particularly Ian Healy. He wasn't too aware of whether the ball had hit the stumps first time or whether Healy had taken the bails off. The umpire confirmed it, that he had. McMillan goes for 11, and South Africa in deep, deep trouble at 41 for 5.
Real buzz around the Sydney Cricket Ground. Warne has 3 for 6. Beautifully bowled, spinning across Pollock. This is magnificent bowling.
Yes, one doesn't know quite how to defend a delivery like that. Shaun Pollock played positively. His foot went far forward. His bat was well angled, and yet it still managed to catch the edge. And there he goes. See the flight of the delivery, quite low. He couldn't get down the wicket. Far forward, outside edge, routine. First routine catch of the innings. The other 3 have been brilliant. And Shaun Pollock goes. South Africa now even deeper in trouble. 55 for 6.
And Dave Richardson walked out slowly. Normally batsmen walk out slowly when you've got a Paul Griffith or a Donald bowling flat out, but this was because Warne is just bowling superbly in the crowd, almost going mad here. This is a beautiful delivery, spun across in Taylor, straight down his throat that time. With a beautiful bit of leg spin bowling. Warne has 4 for 13. It's all happening. Completely confused. The return catch. Look at the crowd. What a spell of bowling.
Unbelievable. Dave Richardson is pushing forward very meekly, ball turning, hitting the lower end of the bat straight up into Shane Warne's hands. Well, this is a great spell of bowling, and the crowd is appreciating every second of it. They're standing to a man. And applause for this great bowler.
Yes, here it is. In flight, he did him beautifully flight. It was higher. He went into half a drive. Simple catch. 5 for 13 for Warne. And what a spell of bowling. This is what Test cricket is all about. This is what the fans pay money to see. They're seeing the best today at the Sydney Cricket Ground. A duck for the wicketkeeper. A debacle for South Africa. They're 7 for 55. Mark Waugh.
And that's a big hit into the members. Almost looked as though Pat was saying there, well, I didn't quite get that one in the middle.
Well, there's pretty good tactics from Simcox, because the lead is 134.
Pat Simcox, if he didn't hit that one in the middle, he gave a pretty good impersonation, because it carried into the member stand. Well, there's light rain here at the SCG at the moment. That's why the umpires were conferring. Well, the crowd started booing then, and I think mainly because they were desperate to see Shane Warne get his 300th Test wicket. And he has 299 as he wanders off the ground, and the covers come on.
An extra half hour if necessary. We're going to join it now in the 44th over. It's 7 for 96.
A fighting partnership between Callis and Simcox at the Sydney Cricket Ground, and 41-run partnership. That was 7 for 55.
One thing Jacques Kallis doesn't want to fall for is to change what he has been doing. He's been sweeping Warne very well. Now, you just get the feeling that he's perhaps going to stop sweeping because of, one, the fact that he's coming around the wicket, and two, field placings. Matthew Elliott is quite fine behind square leg.
Got him! Well bowled. 300 Test wickets for Shane Warne. That was a beautiful delivery to get it. Callis, clean bowled for 45.
Well, that's a fitting way to bring up 300, to disturb the furniture, getting congratulations from all his teammates. And it's been a magnificent performance here today and over many years.
Beautiful delivery. 300 wickets for Warne. Look at it. It's nice. Beat him in flight. Got him forward. Went between the gap between bat and pad. That's beautiful bowling. Deceived the batsman completely. Callis, a well-made 45, but for Warne, 300 magnificent test wickets. 8 for 96. Shane Warne with 300 test wickets. Joins an elite group of spin bowlers there. Gibbs, 300 as well. Donald, forward. What a good delivery. Callis troubled when he went around the wicket. Decided not to sweep. Nice loop. Big backlift there, wasn't there? He opened up the gate, he went straight through it. Queen bowled him for 45, and for Shane Warne, a wonderful moment.
Clever bowling. He had the batsman playing for the leg break, gave him the overspinner and found the gap.
So we're now going to see Paul Rifle. Bowl him! Beautifully bowled. That one slanted back and back go the stumps. Paul Rifle has struck, and that is the end of Simcox. Well, he played pretty well. That one slanted in, stayed down a little bit, and comprehensively bowled him. So Pat Simcox, who really played as well as anyone's played, at least showed a bit of aggression, has been bowled out. Watch this, wide of the crease there, back in off the stump, and back goes that off stump of his. That's well bowled by Paul Rifle.
That's what was needed. The paceman coming in. Pat Simcox out, and 9 for 112.
The great news from the Sydney Cricket Ground is that Shane Warne has taken his 300th test wicket. This is Rifle running in.
Let's take the single there for Paul Adams.
Oh, he's played and missed. Oh, he's got him! Yes, it's all over! It's all over! The rain has started to come. They've done it in the nick of time. The little outside edge has gone through to the keeper, and there's the celebration. They've stayed on to waited for this, and the South Africans have been beaten by Australia. In fact, they've been comprehensively beaten. An innings and 21 runs.
That is a terrific performance from the Australians. South Africa out for 113, and that in 53 overs. Jacques Kallis, 45. Pat Simcox batted sensibly again for 38, and 113 the total from the 53 overs. The bowling figures for the Australians: Paul Rifle, 3 for 14, Glenn McGrath, 1 for 8, and Shane Warne, 21 overs, 9 maidens, and 6 for 34. And Shane Warne was the player of the match, deservedly so. Magnificent performance. 5 wickets in the first innings, 6 in the second, and he's bowled Australia to a great victory here. Now, coming up, the third test match in this Ansett Australia series against South Africa, January 30 and February 3. And before that, this coming weekend up in Brisbane on Friday and Sunday, day-night matches, and they should be very exciting in the Carlton and United series. For the moment, from the SCG,